Hey there, YouTube. Welcome to Let's Make Your Traxxas TRX4 Defender crawl better than everyone else. Okay, I'm going to start out by explaining why this guy is my favorite rig and why it crawls better or just as good as everyone else. I have not done any weight modifications to this. I've simply put a stronger servo in the front. The 1080 Hobby Wing ESC is a must-have, and the low center of gravity mount. Low center gravity battery mount, sorry. And I still have my locker switches and my second gear, and I've put my bumpers up a little bit higher, trimmed my body for that. I got the Pitbull XL Rock Beasts on here. They're very nice tires. And basically what I've done with this build is I've just went super light, just went as light as I possibly can, and it just does amazingly well for me. So that being said, I'm going to put this truck to the side and I'm going to explain what I'm going to do to this Defender to make it crawl just as good. This is a Defender that I picked up from one of my best buds. He needed some extra cash, so he sold it to me, and it's a beautiful truck. I feel that anyone that bought this colored Defender, this orange colored Defender, was buying it because it's an awesome looking truck. It has the LED light buckets in the front and the rear, and it's just the scale aspect on this truck, they hit it out of the park. It's a beautiful looking truck, but it doesn't crawl the best because it just has so much weight back here. So what I'm gonna do is I sent away for a bunch of parts for this guy. Hobby Wing 1080 ESC, the low center of gravity battery mount. Those will be the first two upgrades that I do, and then I'm just going to go to town on it from there. I got the front brass wheel weights, the front inner brass wheel weights, and the rear brass wheel weights for the axles. And then I got metal bead lockers, and they are heavy, so that's gonna add just tons of low CG weight to this vehicle to compensate for all this weight that we have up here. This vehicle looks so good that I don't want to have to modify it to make it crawl good with all my friends. I don't want to have to cut this whole back section off just to make it look good. I feel like I might possibly mess it up and make it look bad, so that's just my personal feelings. And then top it all off, the Pitbull Rock Beasts. And these are not the XL Rock Beasts, just because these are portal axles. You really don't need a bigger tire for these portal axles, and it'll keep my whole truck closer to the ground. So that's going to keep my vertical degrees climb much higher. So that's just where I'm going with this build to make this truck handle better than everyone else's truck. So for this first episode, I'm gonna set all this stuff to the side back here. And we're going to start out with the basics. We're going to get your battery down lower a couple inches, maybe an inch and a half. And being that your battery's usually kind of heavy, that's where you want it. You want it to be a little bit lower. And no, I'm not gonna go as far to take out my extra micro servos, just because having the differential lockers in the front and the rear and the second gear, that's all a skill upgrade to me. Being able to kick all your differentials out and look more skill by your different tires slipping as you're crawling over stuff. It's challenging to do and it looks good. So once again, my personal opinion, each to his own. So let's go ahead and get this high battery tray out of here. Just a couple screws. I'm starting to get a lot of extra Traxxas parts laying around that I may never use. I got 3 of these ESCs that work just fine. I really like the Hobbywing 1080 more, so I'm willing to pay the extra 43 bucks to have one of those in there instead of this Traxxas ESC. Which I could put it on the crawler mode and it would probably do okay. But I'm just not into it. My personal opinion, Traxxas electronics don't impress me. So when they go out, I get new stuff. Stuff that's dependable. For me, Traxxas electronics just have not been. You hear people all the time saying that they've never had problems with the Traxxas electronics. And, you know, I'm glad that they never had problems with them, because I've had plenty of, you know, $250 Valenian systems go out and was not very happy with it. But then again, I buy my RCs so I can use them. Looks like I gotta pre-drill this hole. I made this low CG battery tray with my 3D printer. You can find a print for it on Thingiverse. If you have a 3D printer, there's a free upgrade for your TRX4 Defender. I'm sure you can already see how this low battery mount really helps. And then you just take a strap and run it through the slots in here around your battery. Yeah, save a little bit of weight, and the weight that you have goes quite a bit farther down towards the low of the vehicle. And when we add the Hobbywing 1080 ESC, it'll be about the perfect size to run a 200 milliamp LiPo battery instead of a 5,000 milliamp LiPo battery. I gotta pre-drill these holes in my mount here. So by cutting the milliamps in your battery by half, you save weight. That weight that's, you know, just a little bit higher up on the vehicle. But when you switch from this Traxxas ESC to the Hobbywing 1080, the ESC does so much better with power management that you actually end up using the same, you'll use that 2200 battery and crawl just as long as you use that 5000 milliamp battery. It sounds goofy, but it's just the way that these Traxxas ESCs use the battery power, I think. I remember my my truck before I changed the ESC, if I ever put it in like second gear and just rallied, I could zap a 5000 milliamp battery in the matter of like just a couple minutes. And it's, I'm not an electrician, I don't know, but this ESC just doesn't seem to conserve power very well for me. However, the Hobbywing 1080, you'll get twice the runtime out of your batteries, which that's a no-brainer to me. You have to bring half the batteries to go out crawling for the day. That's you know, that's less weight you have to carry miles when you're out trolling with these trucks. Especially these TRX4s, they will go for miles. My first tactical, it was the blue truck that I had on the table. I've had that tactical ever since the tacticals came out. I think it's getting to be about 2 years old, and I go out and put miles and miles and miles on it, and I've never had to replace a driveline piece, number one. And I've never checked, opened up the driveline or the axles or the gearbox or anything, just because I haven't had to. And that's just my luck. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Hit that subscribe button, smash that bell button, because you're going to want to see the next upgrades coming on this truck. And I believe I can get it to go 57 degrees with the Defender body on it. I could be wrong, but that's just where I think I'm going with it. So hit that bell button so you can see what I'm doing. And everyone, have a great day. Go out, do some RCing of your own. Bye.